Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, where you receive real and authentic updates about the Iraqi dinar. If you want to stay informed with moment-by-moment developments, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Today we are taking a closer look at an important topic that has been discussed by many observers of Iraq's economy for years. A common argument is that Iraq has come close to implementing major monetary and economic reforms on more than one occasion over the last decade, but was unable to complete the process because of political instability and widespread corruption. Whether one agrees entirely with that assessment or not, it is true that political stability, institutional strength, and economic governance play a central role in determining the success of any country's financial reforms. Iraq has faced many challenges over the past 20 years, including conflict, security concerns, changing governments, fluctuating oil prices, and the difficult task of rebuilding state institutions. These factors have all influenced investor confidence, government planning, and the pace of economic reform. Recent developments have also placed renewed attention on anti-corruption measures and government reform efforts as Iraqi leaders seek to strengthen public institutions and improve the investment climate. Recent government actions have included high-profile anti-corruption initiatives that officials describe as part of a broader effort to strengthen state institutions and improve governance. For followers of the Iraqi dinar, this does not automatically mean that a currency revaluation is guaranteed or even imminent. Instead, it highlights the reality that meaningful monetary reform usually depends on a combination of political stability, sound fiscal management, central bank credibility, banking sector modernization, and sustained economic growth. Every successful currency reflects confidence in the country's institutions as much as it reflects economic fundamentals. That is why economists consistently emphasize that reforms cannot rely on a single announcement or policy decision. They require years of coordinated work between the government, the central bank, lawmakers, regulators, and the private sector. Iraq continues to possess significant economic strengths, including one of the world's largest proven oil reserves, a strategic geographic location, and considerable potential for infrastructure development, manufacturing, agriculture, and regional trade. At the same time, the country continues to work through structural challenges, such as reducing dependence on oil revenue, encouraging private sector investment, creating employment opportunities for a young population, improving public services, and strengthening financial transparency. International organizations have repeatedly emphasized the importance of governance reforms, diversification, and institutional modernization as key priorities for Iraq's long-term economic development. When people discuss the possibility that Iraq was close to implementing significant monetary reforms in previous years, it is important to remember that these discussions often reflect opinions rather than officially confirmed policy decisions. The Central Bank of Iraq has consistently focused on maintaining monetary stability, controlling inflation, strengthening foreign exchange reserves, and modernizing payment systems, rather than announcing any sudden or dramatic currency changes. Responsible analysis therefore requires separating verified government policy from speculations circulating on social media. For Iraqi dinar followers, perhaps the most encouraging development is not speculation about exchange rates, but the gradual progress being made in institutional reform, financial modernization, digital banking expansion, anti-money laundering efforts, and efforts to attract greater foreign investment. These are the types of structural improvements that can strengthen an economy over many years. Investors and analysts around the world generally view political stability and predictable policy making as essential ingredients for sustained economic growth. When governments are able to reduce corruption, improve transparency, enforce contracts, modernize public administration, and maintain fiscal discipline, businesses become more willing to invest, international partnerships expand, and economic activity becomes more diversified. These developments can strengthen confidence in a country's financial system over time. Recent reform initiatives indicate that Iraqi authorities continue to place considerable emphasis on improving governance and attracting investment, while pursuing broader economic modernization. Even with positive reforms underway, challenges remain. Iraq continues to balance domestic political priorities, regional relationships, infrastructure needs, and long-term diversification away from heavy dependence on oil exports. These realities mean that meaningful economic transformation is generally measured over years, rather than weeks or months. Short-term market expectations often move much faster than actual government implementation, which is why experienced economists encourage patience and careful evaluation of official announcements. For those following the Iraqi dinar, the most practical approach is to monitor confirmed developments involving government reforms, banking modernization, investment legislation, fiscal policy, and central bank decisions instead of relying on rumors or unsupported predictions. Every successful economy develops through consistent institutional improvement rather than overnight change. While today's discussion highlights encouraging progress in governance and reform efforts, it should also remind viewers that responsible financial analysis requires balancing optimism with realism. Iraq has made meaningful progress in several areas while continuing to face significant challenges that require sustained policy implementation. The country's future economic performance will likely depend on how effectively reforms continue, how successfully corruption is addressed, how investment expands beyond the energy sector, and how institutions continue to strengthen over time. For Iraqi dinar followers, these structural developments are often more important than short-term speculation because they provide a stronger foundation for long-term economic confidence. As always, we will continue bringing you factual, balanced, and responsible updates based on verified information rather than rumors. If you found today's analysis helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss future Iraqi dinar and Iraq economic updates. Thank you for watching, and remember that this content is provided for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, or trading advice.